Hello, everyone.
Hi.
I swear if my Realtek console mutes me one more time. Hi, everyone.
Can't believe Yuri is dead. Wait, no, I totally can.
Yes, because I was eating a piece of fruit.
Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that.
Here. Hello, adventurers.
Oscar is muted. Everyone. We are currently sorting the audio issues.
There we go. We're just gonna do that. We're gonna do that over again. Say hello, intrepid adventurers.
Hello again, intrepid adventurers.
Thanks. I'm DM Stray. I'm not doing that again. You'll hear my voice plenty.
Stray is a DM with over a decade of experience running multiple systems. He tends to prefer more low magic, modern systems.
And yet
And
here we are in
tonight we're playing
Pathfinder.
Pathfinder.
Anyway, Como, you're gonna start us off.
Sweet. I'm Como. I'm playing Gideon, the basic human fighter here. Gideon has some background in... Well, he had a criminal past at one point, and he was given the option of either going to prison or going through the military. Kind of found a purpose in the military, so he still likes to get into scraps quite a bit. He's a bit of a glory hound. He's looking to work his way up, and he's made his way over to this little town, which has some mysteries going on.
Alright. Running down the list. Raleigh, you're next.
Hello, I'm Rallief. Today I will be playing Cezanne. Cezanne is a cleric of Pelura. From a young age, he's taken an interest in the stars, and this has led him to be going on a pilgrimage.
Okay. Zilly.
Hi, I'm Silly. I play Ziri and Jax. She is a witch that likes dead things, and same TBH.
Like killing things and then looking at them, or like the...
Once they're dead, she
Oh.
likes them.
Okay. Doesn't matter how.
Not until then.
How they died? No, that doesn't matter.
Okay. Yuri, you're next.
Hi, I'm Yuri. I play Wesk, the kobold gunslinger. As far as anyone knows, Wesk is a gunslinger, who has a bit of a storied past and an intense hatred of kobold.
Is it true that Wesk is also a kobold?
I said he's a kobold gunslinger.
Answer the question.
Plead the fifth,
the
Your Honor.
Deflection. Fear. Fear is playing Raver, but some IRL circumstances have had him muted for now. So who would like to introduce Fear?
I mean, yeah, I'll do it. Let's see. So here we have Raver. He is a fetchling. He is alchemist extraordinaire. We just call him the Doctor. He's not a very good doctor, but he's working on it. He mostly makes alchemical concoctions, primarily the kind that either sicken things or explode them, but he's got some real cool health stuff, so we'll let him tag along for now. I am scared of him.
Okay. So that's our intrepid adventurers. Today we are playing through a pre-made module called The Abomination Vaults. Our intrepid adventurers have... I've got to stop saying intrepid adventurers. Our adventurers have cleared out some kobolds underneath a fishery in a small town called Otari. Sort of banding together in the pursuit of gold or other such things. Initially, they now find themselves valuing each other's skills and have started traveling together. Who would like for a hero point to run up and recount last session?
I mean, I can if no one else wants to, but I have a hero point.
You can have up
I
to
have
3.
2.
You can
I
have
have
up to 3.
Hero points? Oh,
Go
okay.
for it.
Okay. Last time, after clearing out the kobolds, we took their leader out to the town guard, and we learned that there was a festival going on. Being told that if we wanted to know more, we should see the mayor, we split into 3 groups. My characters, Cezanne and Wesk, headed out to see the mayor. Gideon headed out to look for a place to craft. And Ziri and Raver searched for a place to sell an item that we found during the previous exploration. Upon getting to the mayor's house, we learned that it is a museum for the I'm spacing what the name of them is. The something knights or
The Rose Guard.
Rose Guard, yes. The Rose Guard. The mayor seems to have a very strong interest in them. Years ago, they came and they kicked out a witch who had been in a tower which looks like a lighthouse among a swamp. Gideon, in the meanwhile, encountered a craftsman who claims that the mayor stole a sword that truly belongs to his family. Some kind of fancy sunblade, I believe, or something like that. I don't know. Nothing important, I'm sure. Meanwhile, Raver and Ziri met with local magic shop owner. Didn't get along particularly well. And they also met with our good friend in the town.
One
Going
Ren
back-
Savinksi.
Yes, Ren. Going back to the other group, Cezanne and Wesk, returning back, ran into a group of kids. Wesk helped their cat out of a tree, or a cat out of a tree. And we learned that something about them getting guns from a local lake? Not very clear at the moment.
It's not important.
Yeah, not important, I'm sure. Anyway, the 3 of us, or the 3 groups, met back up at the festival, participated in a couple events, and is there anything we should really touch on from there?
Yeah, I got my
Oh,
butt
yeah,
kicked by
okay, yeah.
Eva.
Yes, Gideon dueled Okinyeba, and they called it a draw. It's a word for it.
There was a town festival celebrating the Rose Guard's exploits, whereupon each contest was dedicated to one of the members. Most members of the party participated in at least one of the contests, with the exception of Raver, who I believe sat out every contest. At one point, after a contest, Cezanne was drug away by Ren. Gideon had the misfortune to duel a notable recurring NPC named Okanyeba. And Ziri was bested by Morblunt in a wizard's duel. Wesk begrudgingly taking home second place, but being given the first place prize by the blacksmith of this town, who claims that the sword that the mayor holds belonged to his ancestor. So we are just going to speed that up. Sorry there, Riley. We're just going to move that along. But I'm going to go ahead and move each of you to a different location, if we may. We are going to set
Y'all
some
watching stars in this? How are you seeing anything up here?
That is a good question.
ambience.
I don't have.
We'll set the scene. It is now roughly maybe about 9 or 10 p.m. in Otari, this tiny town near the largest lake in the world. More of a small sea than a lake, but as Ren is dragging you through the town on the outskirts of town so that you may escape some of the noise and clattering of the festival, so that you may gaze at the stars, which Ren so loves. She drags you to the seaside, and you have a nice quiet moment with her out by the sea. Would you like to say or discuss anything with her, Cezanne? Ren takes the lead in the conversation, pointing out various constellations and noting that she has always loved the stars and uses them daily, almost, in her profession. You notice that she carries a hero deck, which is sort of like a tarot deck, except in this setting. She explains that she has always been gifted with the gift of prophecy and divination, and has in fact used it for most of her life, recounting a tale whereupon, even when she was young, her gift blossomed and she was able to warn her town ahead of time of an attack by a group of ogre raiders, and managed to evacuate everyone in town safely and even have time left over to lay traps for the raiders. So while her town was burnt down and she lost her childhood home, she's not terribly attached to it and not terribly torn up, and she explains that, much like you, Cezanne, she's guided by the stars above, and sees prosperity and purpose in looking to the stars above for guidance. What say you this, Cezanne?
That's incredible. I've much taken interest in the stars. I've never myself had such ability to divine anything, but I've always appreciated the guidance that they provide.
The two of you spend a nice quiet moment together. Ren eventually slipping off her shoes and pulling you into the tide of the lake as it gently laps against the shore, notably not giving you time to do the same. So your feet up to your ankles are now soaking wet and cold in the night, unperturbed by this. Give me a perception check, Cezanne.
Sure. Oh, no, I don't have dark vision.
You should
I don't know if
still
there's
be
any
able to
light
see.
here. Okay. I was just telling you because I can't see anything on the field very well. This.
You shouldn't
Oh,
need
shoot.
to.
Was that supposed to be a private check?
It doesn't matter. You made the host anyway. Cezanne, as you're kind of kicking off your ankles and retreating back to shore where it's dry, you turn your vision upwards and notice a light in the fog. Otari being by the suitably named Fog Fens, a perpetually foggy swamp. You notice a strange, out-of-place blue light piercing the darkness.
Do I have any sense as to what this may be?
Give me... I'll let you decide. Use whatever knowledge roll you wish.
Whatever knowledge roll. Okay. Around here. Could you remind me which rolls are knowledge rolls?
Religion, arcana, nature, society, and any lore skills you might have. Alright. Unfortunately with that, it's definitely magical, but you have no idea if it's arcane, divine, primal, occult. You do get the feeling that it's almost pulling you towards the light, though.
Rin, do you have any idea what that is up in the sky?
Rin turns, looking to where you're pointing, and you've noticed that the light has now faded. No, I do not know what you are pointing at. Is there something that you see beyond the stars?
It just there was a light there for a moment. I could have sworn
There are hundreds of lights in the skies.
it was a awfully large one.
Like the moon? We have two of those.
Not quite. Oh. I don't know. It was blue.
Yes, we have a blue moon.
Not quite the moon. I don't know. I just felt drawn to it for a moment there.
That is odd. Well, maybe we can find somebody who might know more about what that light is, shall we?
I guess so.
Okay. The two of you begin to make your way back towards the town. Meanwhile, those of you at the festival is starting to wind down. People are leaving. The stalls are being cleared out, not necessarily packed up. You know that this festival will last about another day or two. What are each of you doing with your time? It's probably about 9-10 p.m., maybe a little later now. The festival dying out.
Wesk will yawn as he gives all of you a good view of the jagged, dragon-esque teeth in his mouth, rubbing the back of his head. I think I'm gonna return to the inn. I'd like to get a hot meal in my stomach before they close up for the night.
Please don't mention meals. Been a long day.
Ziri and Gideon, your stomachs are absolutely full to bursting. And Ziri, I believe you won the eating contest.
I did.
You did. Gax is clutching the coin you were awarded as if it was a dragon's hoard. Sometimes he bites it. Are each of you stepping away to find an inn then?
Yeah, I was gonna see if I could pawn off some loot before I went back, but I think at this point it's probably best just to head to bed.
Okay. Rager steps up. I do believe returning to the inn would be the best course of action for the evening, yes. And the three of you are going to head out to Otari at night. As you make your way back.
At night?
Yes, at night. I burnt my hand. At night.
Night.
Sazan, you make your way back to the festival, joining your group with Rin. Rin kind of gives your hand a squeeze and darts off to the north, going, I'll see you tomorrow. Maybe I can find somebody who knows more about that strange light. and she darts off to the north, disappearing from view.
I'm gonna kind of wave as she heads off.
Alright. You guys know that there's a couple of places you could stay the night at the inn. The nearest is a sort of seedy little, poorly disguised, criminal ring type inn called the Crook's Nook, where it's a seedy little joint, but it's also the base of probably the worst kept secret of town. There's a tiny little thieves guild based out of the Crook's Nook. That would be your nearest inn, and it is this inn right here over the bridge. Would you guys stop there for the night, or would you prefer somewhere else?
I think with the amount of coin that Wesk has, he'd like to look for something a bit more upscale, someplace where he thinks he could get a good tasting hot meal.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd also like to move on.
So, the other place is the Rowdy Rockfish. This place is more of the upper class sort of tavern. It's probably the fanciest tavern and inn in town. Just past the Crook's Nook, sort of on the upper end of town. Each of you head there. The only other place left that you could bunk would be the Farmers Guild, which is less an inn and more well-kept stables.
Yeah. I think the Rowdy Rockfish would be the best place for us.
Okay. Each of you make your way down here to the Rowdy Rockfish. Stepping in very late at night, you're greeted by a dwarvish woman with unusually short hair for a dwarf female. Signs of mental or emotional distress mark her face, and also you'd have to be insane as a dwarf not to decorate your hair or beard if you are a male. Despite the name being the Rowdy Rockfish, this place is high-end and probably the quietest, quaintest little inn you've been in. You're left wondering if this might possibly be the only inn to never have a barroom brawl. A dwarvish woman steps out to greet you. Yes, are you looking for a room this late at night?
Yes, we're just returning now from the festival.
She faces you, Cezanne, as you are the one talking. Well, how much? How many are you? What rooms do you need?
There are 5 of us,
Together.
I believe so.
Okay. Well, that's one room with 6 beds. Will you be needing a meal?
I would at least prefer a meal.
Okay. 6 rooms with... 6 beds, 1 room. Let's see. That's 10 gold for the night.
Wesk will reach up to the innkeep's counter for... I can't think of the word, but he'll put his 2 gold pieces onto the counter.
Okay, mark off 2 gold. The innkeeper is now holding her hand out expectantly to the rest of you.
I will hand over 2 as well.
Same, if I can figure out how to do so.
It's the minus next to the coins, and then you can press.
I can't bring up my character sheet.
Oh, go over to
You will always be able to find your character in the
the
main
actors
menu.
tab.
Or the Actors tab, yes.
Yep.
regardless, those of you
No.
who are marking it off, I believe there's 5 of you, 2 gold each.
Mhm.
Go ahead and deduct 2 gold as she collects her pay from each of you. She hands each of you a similar looking brass key, heavy but delicately polished, very nice, clean, unlike maybe some of the inns you've had, Wesk, in your travels. As well as that, well, the kitchen is closed for now, but we'll have breakfast ready for you when you've awakened. Your first meal is free with this purchase. You get breakfast and dinner for a room. 10 gold a night. I expect to have you cleared out by tomorrow night, same time. She sort of lifts her dress up just slightly and curtsies, very well mannered, very polite. One more thing, you've not seen a sort of red-haired dwarf around, have you? He's only about 60 years old.
I have not. I'll turn to the group to see if
About yay
anything-
high.
Mm,
He might be
Wesk.
carrying a pendant like mine.
Wesk
Can't say
looks
that I
down
have.
to
Child
think.
ears?
Doesn't sound familiar. When was the last time you said that when was the last time that he was around?
It's been over a year now.
Well, I've traveled around a lot. I've seen a lot of dwarves. Are there any other defining features you might have?
Well, he's got a great red beard that he keeps maintained. He's very proud of it. You might have seen him around town if you've been around. He actually is the actual owner of this place. I'm his mother. This is my son's tavern. I've been hoping he would come back, but I've taken over the business in the meantime.
Can I try to recall if I've ever seen this dude?
Give me a society check.
Ouch.
You have not. Unfortunately, Ziri, you do know that these are the Venkervales. They're a dwarvish family that have been around for a long time. You have not been in Otari for a year, though. He was gone before you got here, apparently. Sighing, the innkeep who has introduced herself as Brenda Venkervale, his mother, sort of dejectedly hands you the keys and motions you to your room. It's about a 3-story inn. It's upper class. Your inn room will be the only room on the 3rd floor. Do each of you head up for the night then?
Sure.
Yeah.
Can I ask what his name is? We
Lazda.
can keep an eye out.
Lazda Venkervale.
Well, I haven't seen anything, but I'll let you know.
I thank you. That's all any of us can do. Brenda shuffles you up to your room. You're each sort of boarding in the attic. There are 6 beds, equally spaced, clean, nicely tended sheets, freshly washed. It seems at least, maybe, it's far better than most of you have experienced for an inn. The mother's touch tends this room. The room has about 4 windows that face out to the east and west. The eastward windows gazing out over the large lake in the west, gazing out over the town and the Dawnflower Library. Notably, the room is not segmented. It's open. What do each of you do to end and wind down the night?
Can the windows open?
Yes.
Alright, so Wesk will set down his pack next to one of the beds and reach into it, pulling out a well-worn, the leather almost like with many cracks of age and use in it, as he walks over to the window and opens it, setting the tools up along the edge as he pulls out his Jezzail and opens the breach, grabbing small tools from each of it as he begins to deftly clean out the barrels, make sure that the firing pin is good, that there's no damage to it, checking over everything to make sure everything's in alignment.
Okay. Wesk begins to fidget with this complex mechanical weapon that he's been using. Most of you will know by now what a firearm is. Mayhaps not the intricacies of maintaining and taking care of it, but the small lizard, which has been an invaluable party member so far, despite being a kobold, is now sort of tending to his weapon.
I'm gonna begin taking all of my armor off, making a good look once over, trying to check for damages and nicks. Just giving it a good rub down, while changing into some casual clothing.
Alright. Gideon, you strip down out of this heavy chainmail that has become a second skin to you, but not quite so comfortable that you can sleep in it. Dirt, cuts, you stitch some of the cloth back up, you make sure the leather isn't ripping or shredding, you quietly pull at some of the chainmail rings. Describe Gideon for us. What he looks like as he's tending to his gear.
He looks more concentrated than he usually does. He generally has a very carefree face, but when he's tending to his armor and thinking about the fights he's gone through in it, he usually wears a bit more of a taciturn look to it. Bit more of a frown than usual. Definitely looks more put together than the day-to-day where he's usually just mucking around.
Okay. And you, Cezanne?
Is there still any space by the window?
I assume so. There are 4 windows.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna go to one of the windows, look out at the sky. Cezanne is going to pray to Pelura. He's, as he traces the constellations with his eyes, he's going to, one, thank her for the guidance that we've been able to have today, that we were able to make it through that cave and solve the problem. And likewise, he's going to ask for guidance for the dwarf. He's going that the two might be reunited.
Okay. You're deep in prayer, not for yourself, but for others, then. Entreating your goddess for both guidance and protection. Do you think of home?
I have been for a bit now. I mean, when she was mentioning the story, I had to think, what would I do had my little brother disappeared for a year? It does draw my mind back to home ever so much.
Okay. Raver, what are you doing as the night winds down? oversized and disrobes himself, carefully folding his clothing and laying aside his cot so that they're within reach should he need them quickly. His crossbow rests atop them as precaution. Upon removing his mask, you each see for the first time his face, with shoulder-length raven hair, gray skin, and blue eyes. Once concealed by this crow-like mask, now quietly introspective.
I didn't know he had a face.
Elsewhere, Ziri has taken out a well-worn, probably decades-old journal and has started jotting it down. It seems she is, or at least possesses, a sort of daily journal that she chronicles herself in. Ziri, describe what Ziri looks like as she is writing for me.
So she, instead of going through a whole bunch of stuff to get ready for bed, it just kind of flops into bed and places Gax up on her shoulder by her neck, and then pulls out her journal and just starts scribbling in it. She's kind of scowling a little, obviously thinking. And every so often she chews absently at her pen while she watches her journal for a moment, seemingly reading something before going back to scribbling in it.
Ziri obviously taking time, carefully choosing what she writes in her journal, it seems.
Once he's finished with his daily checks, Wesk will set his Giselle up next to the bedpost as he takes off his duster as well, setting it on the other post. Walking back over to the window, he leans out of it and takes a deep breath of the air. Even though it's not the sea, the lake seems so massive to him that it feels like he's by the sea once again.
Silence falls over the room. Alright, each of you resting then?
Yep.
Alright. Wesk and Ziri turn in for the night, seemingly fine with the daily wear and tear. Go ahead and hit your long rest button for me, guys. That's going to be the bed symbol on your character sheets. Alright. We're going to have you each awaken.
Ray, what is that song from?
Disco Elysium.
Thank you. It's the one that's been driving me crazy. I recognized it, but I couldn't remember where it was from.
It doesn't play for me.
Each of you spend about, I'll say, 12 hours resting. No, let's not say that. Let's say about 10 hours, an hour to account for getting ready for bed, 8 hours of rest, sleep, meditation, what have you, and then another hour to get ready for bed. Gideon suiting up in his chainmail, Ziri studying her spells and consulting with Gax, Cezanne praying for guidance and more power from his deity, his spells, and Raver, you will spend about an hour brewing and concocting and deciding what to prepare as each of you sort of take a little extra time as you wake up, eat breakfast, and prepare for the day. A nice salty breeze blowing in through the window.
So I do spell preparation.
Yes, now would be the time to choose spells and etc. as you prepare for the day. You have each
I'd
taken
also like
a
to-
long rest.
Tend to my wounds from the previous day.
You have a good night's rest, and you are feeling good to go. All right, where are we heading out?
Where are we heading out?
I feel like we have
I think we still have some loot to try and hawk.
yep. And I guess our most, I wouldn't say our most pressing issue, but something that we might want to look into today is the Innkeep's son.
Yes, I'd also, I'll turn to the group. Something that we may want to look into today. When Wesk and I were out earlier to speak to the mayor, we ran into some kids, and they mentioned that they would sometimes get guns down by the lake. They didn't give us much information on that, but they seemed to think it was something that they shouldn't have shared with us. It could be quite dangerous for children like that. I think maybe we should take a look there.
We've also got the mystery of the mayor, which we didn't learn much about at the festival. So, we've certainly got our options.
Mystery of the mayor, Gideon? What do you mean by that?
At the word mystery, Cezanne, your thoughts stray back to that mysterious blue light in the night, but you quickly dismiss it.
You know, the mayor. The guy where a lot of the town has an issue with. The guy with the, sunblade thingy.
Notably, only Tavius seemed to have an issue with the mayor, but he was loud enough to count for multiple people, Gideon.
Now that you mention it, the guard did seem a little tired of him, but I wouldn't say he seemed like he had a massive problem with him.
Well, let me tell you, the guy who showed up and definitely schooled the archery competition definitely did. He, didn't have great things to say.
I see.
Your thoughts stray back to the muscular man about 4 times your height, Wesk, who was fighting in the archery competition with throwing hammers.
I did miss the archery competition, but
Oh, right, you were off. Sorry, I kind of missed it through the festivities. You were off with Ren, weren't you?
yes, I'm also hoping that I can run into her today. There was
All I can
Something-
say about that man is that he definitely knows his way around a hammer.
Not touching
You
that
said
one with
it
a
was
10-foot pole. Where are we going?
You said it was an archery competition.
It's better left unsaid.
What?
Well, first things first, we should probably head to the market, sell off what we have. We can
We
also
might-
ask around there about the mayor, who seems to be the most pressing issue at the moment.
We might also see Rin there, which would be for the best.
Wiggles eyebrows.
Is that to the
Somebody's
obvious
got a
thing or the
crush.
Rin thing?
I think that's to the Rin thing.
In character? Did you say that in character or out of character, Zilly?
Yes.
In character.
Both.
No. It's just there was a mysterious light last night, and she said she
Skips
would
ahead.
I see.
look into it.
Look,
Ziri
I know
seems
you went
interested
with
in
your
this
girl
Rin
to.
thing.
You went with your girl. You went to see the stars. You saw a light. We've all been there. It's understandable. I'm
Look,
gonna pat him on the back.
I turned to Raver, who just asked me a
Mysterious
question.
light. Could you explain it? I guess I will speak for fear. Even though I can't decide on a voice, apparently.
Oh, I don't know a ton about it. I looked up at the sky at one point, and there was a bright blue light, fairly large. Not a moon or anything, but I felt drawn to it. I couldn't exactly tell what it was, though. Did none of you see it from the festival?
I'd be lucky to see anything after I get hit by that truck.
Fear, I will let you pick what sort of knowledge check you want. Raver is going to attempt to roll a knowledge check to see if he identifies anything about the mysterious light, maybe any local legends or lore.
Unfortunately, it was... Oh, sorry. Fortunately, it was very brief. When I looked back up, it was gone.
Fear, you know that from the directions Zazan describes, you recognize that the Gauntlet lies out that way, and that long ago, Belcora, sort of a local legend, a boogeyman of Otari, once resided in the Gauntlet, but while you're not able to give anything concrete, you can say for sure the Gauntlet was this magical fortress of Belcora's, but that was over 500 years ago. The Fogfins with Will-o'-the-Wisps, the Corpse Lights, the Ghost Drakes. There are many things that could cause a strange sort of alluring light that people are drawn to in the Fogfins. It's how some creatures hunt, even. Sort of using these siren call lights to both attract the curious and magically affect people to come into the dangers of the wild so that they can eat. Your best guess, while you can't pin it down, is possibly either Corpse Lights, Gauntlights, Will-o'-the-Wisps, something out there that might be preying on that sort of person. And maybe Cezanne was just too far away to be an immediate target. I assume you share this with the group? Yes, you do. Each of you take a moment to listen, whether you believe Raver or not, as he explains, sort of with a knowledgeable confidence that comes from somebody speaking of their passions. As each of you begin to walk down the street, explaining this. The festivities still going on in the Otari marketplace over here. If anybody wishes, there are secondary festival games and such to sort of keep the festival running. But where is everybody heading this morning?
I think we're gonna browse the local bazaars for the moment.
Yeah, definitely heading to market to sell off the rest of our items that we wanted to sell.
Okay. You do each recall that Ren runs a magic shop to the north of town.
Oh, yes, the magic shop.
The
Where
shop?
she sells magic
You
items.
guys didn't forget the shop. Notably, you also recall, Ziri, you specifically recall, she has better magical goods than Morblint, and that seems to be a source of drama between those two. So maybe if you were looking for quality magical goods, you might go to Ren's instead.
Well, Suzanne wanted to see Ren anyways, so why don't we head over to her magic shop and do some bartering there?
Sounds like a plan.
Okay.
Alright, to the magic shop we go.
Take us to the magic shop.
You each trace this northward trail past the river, past a ruined large building, about as large as the inn each of you stayed at. Past once more another
What happened
large
to the ruined
manor.
building?
There are 3 such large manors you've each noticed, sort of past a worse off area. And it's only now you notice, Gideon, Ren's shop is not far from the blacksmith's shop, the Blades for Glades sign, as you pass it. And each of you step into a strange, eclectic collection of stones, standing stones, almost like Stonehenge, arranged in a circular pattern with several small tents around a much larger, gaudier, colorful tent. And as you approach, you notice Ren quietly peddling her wares to a couple people who have meandered over from the festival, taking advantage, at which point she spots each of you and throws up her hands and greets you, almost knocking a customer over as she darts out to meet each of you. Once again, Ren, with her green and platinum blonde hair standing out, with her distinctly strange supernatural heritage. Oh, it is good to see you, my friends.
Good morning.
Yes, good as always.
I do not know about always, but...
Huh.
Well,
This is,
welcome to my shop.
Quite the interesting place you have here.
Thank you.
Did you build this all yourself?
Oh, yes.
Even the rocks outside?
Yes.
Wow. I'm
I know.
Taking
impressed.
quite some time.
You should be impressed. I am very small. It was not easy.
I'll have to ask you about how you did all that later.
Oh, that would be the magic. She lifts a hand and tiny, almost imperceptible in the daylight, little constellation comes out from her fingertips.
Huh. Can't say that I'm a practitioner.
That is okay. I am not a practitioner of the gun. Although it seems Cezanne does. Perhaps Cezanne is more talented than both of us. He is able to pray and do gun.
I wouldn't go that far.
I would.
Smirking.
I would venture a guess that the gun is probably more easier to pick up than magic.
Well, yes, it is very small, isn't it?
The gun?
Yes. What else would I be talking about? You cannot hold magic.
Nothing.
If you could probably pick up a gun with magic.
Nothing would also be very light. She is now lost in thought, staring off.
I believe we were here to buy some things or sell some things.
Still
Yeah,
lost in
that-
thought.
Did you hear anything about that light last night?
Still lost in thought.
Maybe we should browse the wares for the moment while we wait
Nap
for her
fingers
to
in front of
return.
her eyes.
Oh, yes.
I think Cezanne had the most pressing question.
Oh,
Oh,
I thought
I
Siri
was-
would have a pressing question.
No, just trying to get your attention for him.
Oh, okay. You have my attention.
I was just
Not now, Cezanne.
wondering...
Siri wanted my attention.
For
Okay.
Rin, do you know anything about the blue lights you saw with Cezanne last night?
Oh, I was going to close up shop a little early today and go down to the Dawnflower Library to do some reading on it.
The Flower Library?
Yes. She points southward as if you should be able to see it from here, but it's not able to be seen from here.
I think that's that big building that we saw last night out of the windows.
Raver,
I
you
see.
might know the Dawnflower Library as sort of this traveling doctor. It's a large, very large, surprisingly ornate cathedral for such a small town where many deities and gods are being worshipped. Half library, half cathedral. It's a cornerstone of this town, decorated with white marble stone and sapphire and gold, dedicated to Saren Ray primarily, but the worship of other deities is allowed there. Are any of the rest of you religious?
Not really.
Then none
To a
of you
mild
have
degree, but
visited.
not especially.
Then none of you other than Raver have visited the Dawnflower Library.
So, oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, I was going to visit the Dawnflower Library today after I closed up shop. After all, it would be a waste to lose so many good customers coming in from town. You notice that a man has investigated some of her wares and miss, and she holds up a finger behind her without looking at the man at all.
I don't think that's a miss.
What do you think Rin is?
No, Rin was. I thought Rin was talking to.
No, that is
Let's-
somebody has tried to get Rin's attention, and she has
Oh.
shushed them.
Oh, my bad.
Rin, I think you might have customers right now.
Oh, that's good. What are you here to buy?
We're here to
Well,
buy things.
We're
Can
actually
we
here to
look at
sell
the
some
things?
stuff.
Oh,
That too.
Sell some stuff. I too sell some stuff. Shall we sell some stuff together?
Let's.
Yes.
That's delightful.
Wesk is just gonna shake his head, take the gold necklace off of his off from around his neck, and set it up on the counter.
Okay. We are going to. Oop, not that. Where did I? There we go. We are going to show off the wonderful, fantabulous Rin's
Wonderful.
Wonders, as she has called it.
Rin's nearly
Rin's,
as magical as the smile.
Rin's collection of wares are kind of haphazardly spread around inside of each of these tents. No real rhyme or reason to it. You just sort of dig into a pile of things and pull out things that look interesting. I'm going to show each of you her item tab in the journal. I believe each of you can see that.
Yeah,
Yep,
we can
I'm
click
looking
the
through it now.
AFCs.
Okay. As well as this, you can auto sell things here by just dragging them into her inventory. However, that will only give you the minimum. If you wish to haggle with Rin, you may, but if you just sell it for the minimum, you can just auto drag and drop things. So if each of you knows something that you might want, you may browse the wares.
If we click an item, will give more detail, or...
Yes, if you click the name, it will drop down a tooltip.
Ah, yeah.
I closed out of it. How do I get back into it?
You can
Thanks.
do that. You also probably need to drop this in. Yes, there we go.
Yeah.
You should see a small shop sign now.
Yep.
I'm also going to do one for the blacksmith down here.
So I can click, I'm going to click Alice to make sure we have the shop sign. Yep.
And I'm going to drop one for the rowdy rockfish as well.
Sure.
Yes.
If we double click the shop sign, we get a pop-up that says you do not have permission to view this document, Rin's Wonders.
Let's do this then. There, you should be able to have it.
You want me to try clicking the sign again, or you just want me to keep this open?
Let me see. 1 second. Zilly is flooding my chat.
What?
It asked me to confirm or deny things when you try to sell it.
Oh,
So I've
I
got
was wondering why I
4
wasn't
offers
trying
of
it.
1 short sword.
I see. Sorry.
That's fine. We know how that works now.
Hurrah.
Each of you should be able to double click the Rin Wonders sign.
Okay, I'll try it.
It's gone now.
There's no sign.
Wait. Okay, hold on then. This is...
What if the true wonders were inside us all along?
If only. That is strange.
I am enjoying the rest of the journal entries, though.
That's good.
I'll just keep this open for
Okay,
now.
then yeah, I think here we go. I'm going to do that, and do that. If nothing else, there should be a journal entry for each of the shops you have discovered. And clicking that should bring it up.
Tori, shops, Rin's Wonders. Yep.
Okay. Should all else fail, you can find them there. Meanwhile, Ziri, your short sword with the emerald pommel. I am going to pull up here. Ziri, notice that this is it's mostly just a regular short sword, but it's been ornamented, mostly for decoration. It's not any better. You haggle with Rin for a little bit, and she actually offers you 5 gold for this. Go ahead and try to sell it again. Meanwhile, Graver, as she's sort of holding this, there you go, as she's sort of oohing and awing at this short sword with a large emerald set in its pommel. Ren, do you like shiny gemstones? Oh yes, I absolutely adore shiny things. If you will consult your chat, Zilly, I believe you now have an offer in chat.
Okay.
Okay, so now it should be gone from your inventory,
Yeah.
and you should have 5 extra gold.
Interesting.
There we go.
Fancy.
Rin hands over a 5 golds, each marked with a small stamped crown. and takes the short sword, gently placing it in a pile of other things. At your larger emerald in the glass case, Rin almost claps her hands up near her cheek, skipping and bouncing over to you, Raver, as she oohs and ahs and, "May I see it?" And she's barely waits for an answer as she scoops it up and sort of holds it up to the light, fascinated with it. "I'll give you 20 gold for it." She hands you the 20 gold. Go ahead and drag it into the shop tab for me, and we'll do some offering.
Up.
Wescom would hold up the golden necklace, and as he looks to Rin, "So you like gems? What about jewelry?"
She's not even put the emerald down in the glass case, and kind of loops the necklace around the glass case. "Make me an offer."
Oh, this necklace has quite a story attached to it, too.
Oh, I love stories.
Found in an ancient undead ruin. We had to fight our way through undead and zombies to get through it. It was a really tough battle, so...
You notice she kind of shivers at the word ruin. Ugh, nasty things.
Nasty things indeed. I almost bought the maker there. So I'd say about...
What's a maker? Is that another type of gun?
The maker is the one who makes the saw.
Oh. There's only one?
Well, some people say there's many, but
Well, which is it?
it's whatever you wish to believe.
Oh.
But I'd say for this, I'd part for it for 7 gold, 5 silver.
Give me a diplomacy check. No, she says, handing you back the necklace. Not quite that much, my friend. Maybe 4 gold.
6 gold.
Give me a diplomacy check. Again, although this one will be harder.
Ah, fucking worse.
I think I'm being quite nice already, my friend.
Went through hell and back to get it.
Oh, well then you should be glad to hold on to it then. If it means
Fine,
that much
4
to you.
gold. I'll take the 4 gold.
She kind of giggles. 4 gold it is.
And thus the trinket selling continues.
All right, I'll drop it in there. Or do you just want me to delete it from my inventory?
You can drop it in there if you want to. There's a whole shopping and buying system in here.
I already added the gold, so I'm just dropping it in for.
Oh, then you can just delete it then. She kind of looks at your scimitar, Raver, that you're trying to sell, and well, it's not very magical, is it? And, well, there's a blacksmith across the way. I don't know if I would be willing to pay much for that. Maybe 5 silver? Okay. Well, truth be told, I'd probably just going to hand it over to Tobias there afterwards, but sure, I suppose we can part with it for 5 silver. One by one, each of you begin to sell your wares. 4 gold for the ring, Gideon.
That'll do.
And each of you begin to dump more shit on Ren.
Oh, it's still going.
That's nice.
Yes.
And for those of you at home unable to see this right now, there is a veritable deluge of items in my chat that I'm handing.
A veritable deluge.
That I
Me
am
trying to read through all, though I think I know what I'm getting as Weska picks out 2 glowing green crystals, setting them up on Rin's.
Yes. There's a bind system here, Stray. They all say unavailable next to them.
Well, I just
you
sent.
must
You have to click and drag them into your inventory. He sets 2 crystals up on Rin's counter as he fishes around in his pouch. How much is this?
The potency crystals? Well, they're going to be about 4 gold each, so 8 gold.
All right, and Weska will set the 8 gold up along with them.
The deal is struck. Notably, she does not have any sort of counter or anything resembling a shop. You're sort of awkwardly stuck holding the item in front of her. It's an incredibly inefficient way to do business, you note.
All right.
Why can't I actually buy anything from the shop?
You have to drag it into your inventory.
Ah, I see.
Oh, the issues the shop takes up. Oh, I can pop it out. Oh, okay, that makes it so much easier.
Yes.
All right.
Gosh.
Wesk will walk outside and pull his Giselle off his back as he takes one of the potency crystals and presses it against the stock as the crystal affixes itself to the stock, letting the weapon pulse with green energy for a moment.
There are 2 different healing potions in this game.
Notably, this is not a potency rune, Wesk. This is
Yep,
a
I know.
potency. Okay.
It's consumable.
Alright. So you're just going
I
to
would
use it
like to walk
immediately for your
across the
next
way.
attack?
Oh, you can affix it and then use it. I thought you can affix it and use it when you wanted to. It says you make an
Yes,
attack.
it has a
you have
charge,
to.
but I'm going to call affixing it and taking the time to put it on the activation.
Oh, okay. Then forget that.
Okay. I will say you just keep it prepped in your belt pouch for ready use the next time it should be needed.
Yep,
Gideon,
that's fine.
meanwhile, filling his hands full of the strange red vials you each have come to appreciate, purchasing 3 healing potions. You said you're stepping across the way, Gideon?
Yes.
Okay. Once again, Tavius greeting you. He is going to look up and sort of scoff. What can I do for you?
First off, congrats.
Sure doesn't feel like I won anything.
Well, you did. And I'm sure my friend appreciated your compassion there.
Well,
Seemed like you didn't get a whole lot.
You shopping or what? What are you doing?
Yeah, alright. I got stuff to sell and maybe stuff to buy.
I'll have a look around.
Gosh, where did it go? Ah, there we go.
Out of curiosity, how much would you have bought a scimitar for? I had a friend who was about to lose a bet.
5 silver.
I see.
Actually, he looks at you. 5 silver. Give me a perception check, Gideon.
Secret?
No, it don't matter that much. I don't care. You can tell there's something about the way he says 5 silver that sort of confers a for you sort of tone. Raver, you step into the shop with Gideon across the way. A sort of nicely maintained, surprisingly, for the sort of dirty, standoffish man that greets you there. Gideon, you're selling your bastard sword?
Yeah, I'm thinking so. I got the smoking sword, I've got 2 backup daggers. It's weight.
Alright. I'll give you 2
Don't
gold
forget-
for it.
Don't forget you have a +1 short sword as well.
What else do I have on me? Hold up one second.
We're not doing a shopping trip on stream anymore, by the way. We're gonna get that out the way right now.
Actually, no, I don't have the +1 short sword anymore.
No, you
So maybe I'll
handed
hang
it to
on
me.
to the longbow.
You handed me the +1 short sword to hold for you.
Actually, you know what? I'm gonna hang on to the bastard sword just in case, because it's still a bastard sword.
I'm gonna go ahead and buy. Is that auto deduct from my? Oh yeah, there we go.
Yep. As long as the offer is approved, all of it is automated. It's real nice. Sazan purchases a glowing, shining, pinkish blue salve that sparkles as he turns it, almost like it's a gem, a liquid gem. Alright. When you guys are done shopping, let me know.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and wave goodbye to Rin. I'm gonna go head out and catch up with the rest of the group. Thank you again for looking into that thing from last night.
Oh yes. Would you like to join me tonight? All of you can come if you want. The Dawnflower Library accepts all.
Oh, I'll come, man, and if the rest of the group wants to come along.
Oh good, then
Well,
we shall all
well.
come together.
Thank you. I'll head out to catch up with the rest of them.
Alright, you walk maybe about 50 feet across the way and meet your party at the blacksmith shop. Rin hovers over Ziri and Wesk expectantly as they browse their wares.
I'm just saving mine for now, so I'm ready to head out.
Have you two completed your shopping?
Oh, I'm sorry. Wes stepped out after he purchased. Sorry.
The dagger should be in your inventory already, Fear, when you went to purchase it. You do have a dagger in your inventory.
I can't move the Wesk token, so
Gonna be alright. Each of you. Now that there's 5 people in Tavius' shop, he's scowling and grimacing, and he's not talking to you anymore, Gideon. Notably, this seems to be the town blacksmith, since this is your first visit for each of you. Quality steel, or at the least, quality steel in so much as you're used to But the man is perhaps one of the most standoffish, dickish, asshole-ish shop owners you've seen. He's actively causing the air to grow tense.
Maybe I should wait outside.
Yeah, sure. I'm contemplating getting some half plate.
I mean, it would
I
keep
trade
you-
out some chainmail for some half plate.
I see the dagger in your inventory. It's in your weapons tab, just above your alchemical crossbow. Sorry, Raver is asking where the dagger is in his inventory. As for the half plate and chainmail, if you can afford it, sure. He is willing to. He's willing to shop.
All right.
Are
First
you
things first.
not able to see the dagger?
Doesn't appear to be in the screenshot. He says.
Gideon, are you disrobing in this shop?
It's the only way I can afford it. I'm gonna look him
Each
dead
of
in
you
the
watch
eye.
as Gideon
Chainmail.
starts to
Not
unfasten
breaking eye
buckles,
contact.
undoing buckles, sort of pulling at straps. Whoa, what are you doing?
Pay me.
So that's what humans
It's not that
look
kind of
like.
shop, buddy. You want to go down to the Crook's Nook for that.
Listen. Look at the chainmail.
I'm
Pay me.
trying not to look at the chainmail.
Look exclusively at the chainmail. I wear an undershirt. Fuck off.
What is going on?
You hear some commotion, Cezanne, but assuming that you've already stepped out,
Yeah.
you hear something about, this isn't that kind of store, and you're left wondering what exactly your companions are trying to purchase inside here.
Yeah.
I'm going to walk out and announce that Gideon's getting naked.
He's what?
Shrug.
Gex also shrugs.
I can just imagine them shrugging in unison.
I see.
At this point,
Said
Gex
he's
is
trying
probably
to pay the
clambered
guy
on.
for something.
Go on.
Alright. I'm gonna strap on some half plate.
Right, just said he's trying to pay the guy for something.
Sorry, you're strapping on what? Come on.
I'm strapping on the half plate.
Is that what we're calling it?
You heard me. Hey, the codpiece is next.
It's an integral part of the armor. Meanwhile, at this point, Gex is probably clambered on top of Ziri's head. He slept holding the little coin token you got, Ziri, and has refused to let it go. He is pretending to be a tiny dragon with his horde now.
Yeah.
I'll notice the coin and I'll pull out my own. Where do we turn these in for the prizes anyway?
I thought these were the prizes.
Les will shrug as he puts it back in his pocket.
I'm
Questions for
not-
later.
I'm not sure about the one you have there, Wesk. I do recall them mentioning before the contest, Ziri, that could be turned in for a free meal at the local taverns.
Oh yeah. That's right.
Though your pet, is it? Seems to be rather fond of it.
Pet?
The Batu, I don't know what to call it.
His name is Gax.
Gax. Got it.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to try to
Gideon,
pull that coin away from him.
I'll remind you, Gideon, to actually equip the armor. As you are currently unarmored. Gax seems willing to part with it with you, Ziri. You get the feeling he would if you asked, but otherwise he is having fun playing with the coin.
If he can keep it for now.
I mean, he's being cute. What monster would take it away from him?
Me. For food. Elsewhere, you guys have probably spent about an hour shopping. Let's call it about 9:30 a.m., 10 a.m. The festival is still happening in the southern part of town.
While Gideon is still in there shopping, should we start gathering information about the mayor? I do recall that being part of the reason we came down here.
Probably a good idea. I would recommend one of you, I'll point between Cezanne and Rafer, do it as a lot of times people aren't receptive to this, and he'll gesture towards his face.
Yeah, that's probably for the best.
Okay. So each of you set out to learn more about
Yeah.
the mayor?
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay. At the library, you're just asking around in the taverns in the town?
I was gonna be asking around.
Okay. Cezanne, you begin to make your way towards where more people might be found to speak to.
I'll follow whoever is asking around town just in case anything happens.
Before I leave and go with everyone else, I'd like to ask what the coin gets me.
Well, you heard the man. Weapon of your choice being made.
What does it take to get one of the good ones? I know you have better wares in here.
What do you mean one of the good ones? Like a magic sword?
Hmm. Really be looking for high quality craftsmanship. Magic would be good, but I don't get the impression magic's your forte.
Listen, with modern artificery, you don't have to be a genius at magic to rub some runes in.
Yeah? Well, what can you make?
I can make you just about damn near anything, assuming I got the blueprint for it.
I'll have to keep that in mind. You mind if I hang on to the coin? Come back when I'm ready for it?
You can do whatever you want to.
Alright. Well,
Just don't
been
go
a pleasure as
assuming
always.
I'm gonna give you something like adamantite or, sister stone or.
what about Mithril?
Not mithril either. You're getting steel. They didn't give me enough of a budget for all that.
Gotcha. Alright. Let me check around. I'll come back, see what I come up with. And with that, I'll bid him adieu for now. Kind of with a nod. There's a weird
And a-
sort of respect there.
And a wink.
There is no respect from the man you just stripped in front of to sell him your dirty old armor.
Good.
He watches you leave, stone-faced. Cezanne and Wesk have departed by the time you leave the store. What are the three of you doing?
What?
Did you say something, Stray? You kind of cut out the...
No.
No. I literally just walked out of the shop and said, what?
Oh, that was Como. Okay.
Raver looks towards Gideon, and behind the mask, imperceptible to his crew. Next order of business, then. Shall we follow the others?
Yeah, that sounds good.
You each make your way south as well, maybe a little bit behind. Catching up in time, because Cezanne and Wesk are taking their time to ask around. Sort of making your way south. What sort of questions are you asking? Who is taking point? to ask these questions.
Wesk would give point to Cezanne.
All right. Cezanne, give me a diplomacy check.
Sure. Oh wait, I can't actually select my token here. Go to. I'll pull up the other thing. There we go. Diplomacy. Ah. Oh wait, no, I don't want to touch that.
Solid.
What questions are you asking? I will tell you when you have depleted your diplomacy.
Well, I mean, at first I'm trying to get people's impressions, how favorably, positively they think of the mayor. Are they more along the lines of, say, the shop owner I don't know, or
Okay. So the first thing
generally
you're trying to feel out whether the people here are happy.
yeah.
They are. Most people seem to think the mayor is doing a fine job. They agree that he's a little eccentric in his passions, but they make mention that because of their location and how they are a major exporter of lumber, the mayor, being both the mayor and the head of this lumber company, is extremely well off and freely spends and dedicates to this town. They excuse his eccentricities and love for the Rose Guard because this town is pretty nice. The general mood is the mayor's a weirdo, but he's fine.
Let's see. Oh, I don't know anything about the blacksmith, so I can't ask anything on that.
I'll also
Could I
add,
inquire? Oh, sorry.
for those of you who wish to browse around the bazaar down here, Otari Market has a bit.
A bit.
What else would you like to ask?
I'd like to kind of inquire into. I'd be interested how long he's been mayor for. There's been much challenge to his mayorship.
So, he's descended from a older clan that the Menhims clan, which sort of
How do you spell that?
Menhemes, spelled like this.
Thank you.
The mayor's name is Osif Menhims. Yes, that is a cat, chat. He's an asshole orange cat. They've sort of brought this town back to life. Maybe about 80 to 100 years ago. So, maybe the second or third mayor. He runs the Otari Lumber company, and he's an eccentric rich man, basically. But most people are fine with him.
Yeah.
He is on the older side.
Between talking to people, I'd like to inquire of Wesk if there's anything he'd like me to ask them about.
Nah, you did a pretty good job.
Yeah, I'm not seeing much of the supposed disdain for him that Gideon mentioned.
We didn't really get to see the mayor yesterday. I would ask where
Wasn't he the one giving the speech at the beginning?
was he the one giving the speech at the beginning?
Yes. He
Oh,
was
okay, my
the
bad.
older, sort of salt and peppered man. He was this guy.
Oh, that guy? Oh, okay.
The
I
sort
apologize.
of poor jokes, wanted people to feast at the start rather than having to wait. Didn't seem like a bad guy. The little that you did get to interact with him, anyway.
I would inquire as to his whereabouts today.
Okay.
Okay. Nobody knows his exact whereabouts, but he typically is either managing the flume, the sort of large engineering marvel that ships the lumber out from the local area in the fog fin to be processed and then shipped out, or he might be meandering around the festival, as it is dedicated to the Rose Guard. And since you guys are relatively near, this is Otari, with the large flume that will lead down to the lumber that will be processed.
With that, should we go find Gideon?
I would. What?
Oh.
Yeah? What are we doing?
I thought Wesk was speaking. Sorry, I thought Wesk was speaking.
Oh no, I was just surprised when Gideon showed up.
Yeah, I just caught up. What did I miss?
I'm gonna generally convey to him what we've been hearing about the mayor.
So, not much of anything on that front.
Yeah, it appears the people generally like him. Could that guy from yesterday have some kind of personal grudge?
Yeah, he said he stole his sword. You know, the one we saw last night. Pretty sure that's it. What was it, like a sunblade? Fancy sunblade?
You do not see anything like that, actually.
Thought I did see a sword at some point.
No.
Stole his sword?
Yep, well that was his claim anyway. Some kind of fancy sunblade.
Do I have any diplomacy left from that check?
No.
Okay.
You are out of questions and times.
Got it.
The magic, the spell, a sunblade, he stole that, says Raver.
It's a spell. You can steal a spell.
No, not a spell, like a sword, like a fancy sword. You know, a sunblade? Think it's a magical artifact? I don't know. He said this one was special, so...
Most heirlooms tend to be special.
Yeah, he claimed it was an heirloom. I said it was a family heirloom. The Arundel, Abalal, I don't... What was his name again? Elendil, that's it. Elendil family heirloom.
Nearby, a group of children has gathered around a bard who is plucking away and singing the legend of the Rose Guard.
I'll listen in.
I'll listen in a bit.
Okay. Each of you kind of caught unaware by this shift in music, watching the children gather around this elvish female bard, plucking away and singing. She begins her journey by describing the fell witch Belcora, how she would stalk the night, haunt the town, haunt old Atari, feasting on naughty children that dared leave their homes at night. Talking about the the fortress in the swamp, the Gauntlet. She goes in about the brave Rose Guard, the 4 heroes from old who went in and slew Belcora. When the fog is creeping and the moon is low, when the town is sleeping, Gauntlet will glow. That's when she comes for her midnight lunch. Naughty kids are prizes for Belcora to crunch. But if you obey me and obey the rules, you'll be safe from Belcora, children. She only eats fools. So the song goes on.
I'm going to kind of blink to myself at those lyrics for half a second.
Didn't you mention like a, what's it, a gauntlet? A gauntlet?
Raver did say that was the direction of the gauntlet where I saw that light yesterday, but it's been years.
Gauntlet, yes, says Raver.
But he also said it was... well, maybe we'll learn more when we go to the library later. Oh, yes, Rin has invited us out to the library tonight when she goes. If any of you would like to tag along.
Yeah, we were there. Did you think it was just for you?
You were in the... you were not there. You had already moved on to the armory shop. That's why I'm mentioning it. You're 50 yards down the street in a different shop. You didn't hear that.
Somewhere, a distant gnome yells, "Oh, get fucked!"
Wesk sighs.
I too sigh when gnomes are about.
Oh, no.
What were the secondary games going on?
There is a hide-and-seek contest. There is also a concert, a sort of talent show performance hybrid. None of them have remarkable prizes, but you can win a little gold betting if you wish.
So, I guess that leaves the matter of the dwarf and the matter of the lake in the meanwhile.
Well,
I would like
Lakes.
to... Oh, God.
I was just gonna say the lake is literally right there. I point to the south. You can see it. You see guns?
Would we have... Well, there's... I think they mean the lake in the swamp.
Ah, the swamp lake.
Would we be able to make our way out to look around the swamp lake slash at the Gauntlet Keep?
Oh, sure. It's only about a 30-minute walk.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. What time is it now, roughly?
It's about 10:30 a.m.
Okay, we have plenty of time.
Oh, we're
Famous last words.
We're clearly not making any more progress here. May as well. Oh,
We could try looking for the dwarf. Or we can just go to the lake. He'd probably be fine.
got a lot on our plate now. I'm just trying to tackle one thing at a time.
We can keep our eyes out on the way there. I too would like to see the dwarf safely, though I am slightly concerned by the issue of it being a year.
"30-minute adventure, in and out, easy."
That's what I'm saying. All right, let's go to the swamp lake.
I don't mean to be a Debbie Downer, but if he's been gone a year, the odds aren't great, says Raver.
I can imagine Rin just appearing. Who's Debbie? Why is she a downer?
I'm glad I'm not the only one.
Who is Debbie? Why is she below us? Oh, is she a dwarf?
Another kobold.
Do each of you go to the Gauntlet? The Gauntlet does have a large lake.
Yeah.
Being in a
Yeah.
And, I'm doubting to see anything, but I'm going to keep my eyes peeled for the dwarf while we cross the streets on the way that way.
Oh, you'll be heading out of town, bud.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, but I'm assuming we have to head through town to get to there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Otari is located in a valley.
We are going to move you each to...
Oh, this one's another lawn loader.
Oh, yes. This one sure is.
Quick 30-minute adventure, in and out. Floor 1. Love those famous last words.
Do each of you have a marching order, or is it just pretty much you're each walking
I'm
side by side?
Definitely taking Vanguard.
Okay.
We're just going out to a lake. I'm not expecting to get attacked.
Okay.
Okay, you cannot expect that all day. Keep the sword drawn. I've played this game before.
As each of you, it's a 20-30 minute walk out to the Gauntlet, which is this sort of ancient fortress that's been falling apart for the past 500 years. The thing is a wreck, but you slap at some mosquitoes and curse at whatever deity created leeches as you meander your way through the swamp. Let me know when each of you have loaded in. Actually, I think I can see it.
I'm at
I'm at 99%, yeah.
Okay, then it will be soon. I assume the playlist is playing for everybody.
Music.
I've just got the sound
No.
of crows right now.
I
only
have
hear
the
the
sound of
sound
crows
effect.
as well.
I have no sound.
I mean, they're all playing the crows. It's just like the one we can hear the most.
Yeah,
Oh,
fog.
I've
Fin.
got
Or murder of crows. You're right.
frogs now.
Okay.
But then again, the music for Otari never actually loaded in for me either.
Yeah, you're weird.
Yeah. Well, I said so earlier.
Did you accidentally pause the currently playing music? Try going to the music tab and seeing if you can unpause those.
No, I've been doing that. It just shows 0 out of 0.
I see 0 out of 0 for flying insects and fogfin, but murder of crows. Fog of War exploration progress was reset for this thing.
Yep, I forgot that I play tested this a little bit, so some of you were able to see inside the buildings.
I didn't see anything after you plugged it in.
Yeah,
I'm still at 99%. Oh, there it goes.
Okay.
Well, if Fury just clicked, I'm probably not far behind.
It looks like everyone except Raleigh and Zilly.
I just saw 100%.
There
Yeah,
we
I'm
are.
here.
Okay, one more for Zilly.
This sucks. I hate it. I'm leaving.
Yes, the smell is not great. But notably, as you climb up, the first thing that strikes you is this ancient fortress. The next thing that strikes you is the smell. And the third thing that strikes you are God, there's so many bugs. Just so many things flying around your face and touching your legs briefly, and maybe your hands and arms.
30-minute adventure, they said. It'll be fun, they said.
As you approach,
Lots of mosquitoes.
at some point you kind of crest a hill so you can see down upon the gaunt light, and the thing that strikes you, Wesk, is that this place was probably grand once. It is not. It's... You notice that pretty much every single room of this fortress, as you crest this hill, the roof has caved in and collapsed. There's almost not any part of this fort that has a roof to it.
Am I supposed to be... Okay. Am I supposed to be seeing this window?
Yeah, you can see I've shown you a picture of the gaunt light.
Ah, okay.
And
It's just because you showed a bunch of pictures right here.
oh,
Yeah,
did
you
I?
pulled up the-
Shit.
You pulled up the toolbox.
Team artwork journal.
Okay, let's not do that. Let's only do this
Yeah.
one image.
There we go.
Let's not show off the entire thing.
Is the light still
No.
like right? No, okay.
The light is not lighting.
Notably, the lighthouse is the only thing intact, despite the 500 years. Mysteriously intact, despite how much wreckage and ruin you're seeing. You each arrive at the gaunt light, this sort of murky, nasty green swamp greeting you. This quote-unquote lake only looks to be about 5 feet deep in some parts, but it's also hard to get a read for exactly how deep it might be under the surface. To your west lies a sheer cliff that drops maybe about 10 feet into the swamp. To your right, it slopes gently until it's overtaken by the nasty swamp water, and in front of you are 2 wooden doors that look like they might fall apart at the touch, that lead to a sort of gate building.
So I'm trying to get a sense for this. Is the gaunt light in the middle of the swamp? Is it on the edge of the swamp?
It's 30 minutes from Otari. You wouldn't necessarily call it in the middle of all of the swamp. It's a 30-minute walk from Otari. It's deep in the swamp, though.
Is the gaunt light the thing in front of us, or?
No, the gaunt light would be far past it, sort of in the middle of this map. You probably can't see it because of fog of war, but your character would see it towering up over this ancient ruined fortress, the only building that is not falling apart.
Okay, thank you.
And now we are as moths to a flame.
So, you think this fortress is what they were talking about when they said they'd come out here and get guns?
It's
Don't
possible.
believe so.
Came out all this way. I'd hate to turn back around when we're right at the gates.
Yeah, it'd be a good idea to take a look.
Alright.
Sort of consigning yourself to be the vanguard for this expedition you do not
I'm
agree
gonna
with.
keep my
Gideon.
sword drawn. And
I'll,
then open the door.
I'll pat Cezanne on, or not Cezanne, I'll pat Gideon on the small of the back. Look at it this way. You can try out your new armor.
You know what the point of
yes.
good armor is? Not to try it out.
We need to make sure it works.
Speak for
I mean,
yourself.
this is just out of town. hardly expect there to be much trouble besides maybe some wildlife.
Oh, sweet summer child.
Okay. So you
Please.
open the door, Gideon.
Yes.
And this is clearly like an old abandoned watchtower, guardhouse of some sort. Cobwebs, spiders, mold, mildew, strange green and black gunk decorate the walls, stone walls. It takes some effort to not have the door fall off its hinges as you open it. Notably, despite the roof being caved in, the cobwebs are so thick above you that you can't see out.
Might I ask if there's any sign anyone could have been here lately, like the kids we saw earlier?
Oh, I can answer that for you.
Well, you'll have to be inside the building to give me a perception check on that.
Fair enough.
Just given the cobwebs at the door, I'm gonna go with nah.
Not at the door, up above you.
I see.
The door, however, looks to be falling apart. As you muster your nostrils and forge on, definitely some sort of ruined guard post. The remnants of moldy and mildewed chairs greet you. There's foul-smelling gunk, even worse than the swamp, greets you in here. And a noise rings out.
So you found very vile flying insect sounds.
They're very good. They're very ambient.
They're awful. I hate them.
They're so good.
Yep, that sure is some words.
Do any of you speak Undercommon?
Yes.
Ziri,
You're the
you
only
are
one.
able to translate this.
It says, "We welcome visitors. Welcome. Pixie greet you. Hee hee.
Oh fuck no! I'm leaving.
Eat you
I
are
am out.
pixie magic juice on the floor."
Ziri points to a pile of green and black smears on the floor.
I'm gonna not eat it, so that's on one of you guys.
What did it say about the pixie magic juice?
It wants you to eat it.
No.
That sounds like a horrible idea.
Okay, I have to ask. How much does Gideon know about Fae?
Give me nature or arcana.
Nature or Arcana?
Do you mind if
I
I
assume it's
roll this
pretty
through
common knowledge that Fae come from the Feywild and are a planar race, sort of like fetchlings. Untrained, however, you only know Fae are a type of strange race that migrated over from the Feywild world to our world. You might not know any specific creatures. You know that Ziri is a type of Fae, or, well, a super fucked up tiefling. One of the two.
What about a similar check?
Say,
for it.
what was that, Riley? Oh, good.
Notably, Ziri, to you, these are clearly poorly disguised, high-pitched voices. They're coming from above you. Each of you hear these voices, though untranslated, above you. These sorts of... Sazan, you know quite a bit about the Feywild. You took a college course there.
There?
Oh no! Jesus Christ! Nobody went back.
Things are starting to add up.
Yeah.
What would each of you like to do?
I'm gonna not eat the goopy stuff.
Okay.
Same.
Glance
Wesk will
up from
crouch down by it and look down at it, grabbing like a old rotting piece of wood nearby as he like gets a bit of it onto.
Cezanne, give me a perception check.
okay.
I try to use recall knowledge on the goo.
Okay, here's a
Sure.
secret perception check.
Ziri and Wesk begin to glance down at the chunk on the floor as Cezanne scans eyeward. Cezanne, you easily see 3 small creatures about the size of Wesk kind of peering out from over the cobwebs and some rotten wood rafters, sort of watching you. Wesk, Ziri, that's poop.
Excellent.
It is also very old poop.
Yeah, I don't want to eat it.
As you begin to poke and investigate it, they all kind of, unable to contain themselves, bust out laughing and guffawing at each of you. Notably, Cezanne, you also see there is a hole in the roof where the sunlight shines into the northwest.
Wesk stands up, sighing. Even I'm regretting this.
This explains how this room smells worse than the swamp.
The only way this room could smell worse than the swamp. So, we're surrounded by 3 things.
They're about 10 feet up in the air, sort of peering over these rafters, guffawing and laughing at you, sort of watching you to see if you do anything.
Well, I don't suppose I know what they are.
Give me a knowledge check. I'll let you decide.
Oh boy, I'm bad at pretty much all knowledge.
Ooh, may I aid?
You may.
Do I know what they are?
Give
Actually-
me a knowledge check.
Okay.
I'm
I'll
going
do it
to
on this
roll
list.
this one because it's technically a knowledge check.
Okay.
Ah,
Gideon, you recognize. All right, bunch of knowledge checks. All right. Many dice. Cezanne, Ziri, you identified these as mitflits. They're like the shittier, worse, self-hating, self-loathing goblins. They're goblins that realize they're goblins and they suck and they're meant to be killed. They are miserable, pathetic, hateful little creatures. Almost like kobolds, but somehow worse.
Kill them, I shall.
Are they a form of Fae?
They are a form of Fae.
Yeah, I'm not interested in fighting these things.
Gideon, you recognize this as a guard outpost where you would meet some men to engage enemies head on. You recognize these as arrow slits that lead to the outside to be defended. You recognize the mitflits are not great fighters, just from the way one is kind of holding his short sword on the blade, pointing towards him. These things they're pathetic. They're not bright. They're stinky, smelly, bad. Every other derogatory word you can use. Fear you don't get the sense of anything occult here. The hairs on the back of your neck do raise, but you're not convinced anything magical or spiritual or supernatural is occurring in this room. But something does tell you to be careful.
okay.
Gideon speaking out. Do you speak common? A few more squeaks.
Gonna take that as a no.
Well, they're certainly not dangerous.
They are sort of dropping the fake high-pitched pixie accent. As you reply, sort of in the same squeaky, guttural tongue, Ziri, they each audibly gasp and whirl to face you. The one to the west flees. Just stands, drops his sword, runs. He clambers out of the hole to the north, and the other two are, in their tongue, calling him many bad names. You each hear this creature pitter patter around above you on these old creaking rafters.
Hate that.
Good sound.
And then the two are still watching you. What are you guys doing?
It seems that Siri is trying to talk to them.
Good. I don't see a need to fight them unless they actually attempt to harm us. They're not even prey. They're a waste of time.
What are they saying, Siri?
Yes, what are they saying?
Siri?
Give me an intimidate check, Ziri.
Ah.
Oh dear.
Oh dear. They are ignoring you, Ziri. Siri lets out a sort of snapping reply. They completely ignored. These two are talking constantly, though, to themselves.
I'm gonna let the Fey folk do the Fey folk thing.
Yeah, while they're going on, I'm gonna do that thing I mentioned earlier where I glance around and see if there's any sign that others have come through. Though I imagine the Fey folk make that harder to know.
I
Furious undercommon typing. If there is anyone in the stream, for those of you that aren't aware, the rest of this comes up as gobbledygook on our screens.
Correct.
So we have no idea what's going on.
Correct. There is a module on Foundry I enjoy called Polyglot. Highly recommend. It will
Super great.
turn languages into useful things.
But yeah. I'm gonna glance around for that while they continue to speak.
Okay. Give me a perception check. What are you looking for, Cezanne?
I'm trying to see if there's any sign that the children might have come through here prior.
Okay, go ahead. Give me a perception check in secret.
Yeah.
You don't get the feeling the children would come through here. You get the feeling this being sort of a watchtower, a guard post, it would be heavily defended. These things, these mitflits, probably wouldn't appreciate children coming onto their land. But you do know that there are boats in a relatively large swamp lake that maybe you could just bypass all of this with. You could go around. There are several entrances to this fortress. Maybe not this one.
Ah, I see.
We should have bought a boat.
Maybe we find a boat.
I'm gonna convey that to Wesk while they continue to speak.
We need a boat and a bag of holding. Trust me on this.
Yeah.
Lesk is just unable to understand the conversation that's going on. He's just looking around, confused.
Gideon just sort of nods in solidarity at Wesk.
Have you
No idea
learned
what's going
anything
on.
Of use, Siri?
No.
Do you think we should continue onward?
I think she's having fun.
I don't know that pain.
They're not smart. I'm trying.
Give me a deception check, Ziri. You each watch as Ciri's brow. Okay, spend your hero point.
Oops. Wrong way.
Yes, right click.
Alright.
You each watch as Ziri's brow furrows the more these things talk.
Didn't really help.
Actually, that helped a good chunk. 15's usually good enough to pass for basic stuff.
These. Ziri's brow furrows, and it's clear she's annoyed. She's not having a lot of luck with these things, but they ponder this for a moment, Ziri, taking every ounce of brain power these things have.
It's not much.
You each watch as it points to the east through this little hole.
I can speak pointing.
The universal language.
It's just a step above common.
You might call it uncommon.
I shouldn't laugh at that.
Okay. These things have a boss. And he's that way. I'm going to point in the same direction those things were pointing.
Are they is it the same size as these ones?
They call it Big Boss, so I'm assuming not.
Yeah.
Fear begins salivating.
Should we look in further then?
You will each receive 24 XP for that. Why did this not give it to... Not that. Give one to
Ian doesn't
Gideon.
get XP.
You will receive 24 XP for quote-unquote clearing that. However, each of you are going to notice that they're basically just staring at Ziri. Just in awe.
Don't hurt them. Just
What
leave
did
them
you
be. They'll
tell
leave
them?
us be.
Unable to determine what was said, you must trust this Fae.
Yeah, sure.
My favorite.
Your favorite?
She's saved my life, so I trust her.
I gotta trust the Fae.
I
To live
see
with the
no
Fae.
reason not to.
Meanwhile, the doors to the north are in no better condition than the doors to the south. They look like they're ready to fall off their hinges.
All right.
You're
Guess
starting
I'll
to
keep-
realize why these things are scurrying around the rafters now.
It's probably the better kept stuff. All right, I'm gonna keep my sword drawn
What
and open
is
another door.
this?
These are arrow
Those are
slits to be
slits.
shot out of to defend the place.
We're in an old abandoned guard tower.
Okay.
You can see out but not in. That's why you could not
Gotcha.
see in earlier.
Oh. I can actually stand here.
Yes.
Let's see.
As you open the door, oh good, it's more rotten wood, Gideon. This bridge is in shambles. It will not support more than like maybe one of you.
Wesk, you're up.
Why am I up?
Because
You're
you
alive.
weigh like 40 pounds and I weigh about 200. Do you need a better reason?
How big of a distance is that? 10 feet?
It's about a 15-foot jump
15.
if you start from your side to here.
Wes,
It's about a 15-foot drawbridge that looks ready to
How,
fall in the water.
how far is the drop? Wesk is gonna peer over the side real quick.
It's maybe about a 7-8 foot drop into the grimy, nasty water.
God knows what's living in there.
Wesk is going to
have
side. Oh,
rope.
go ahead.
If you would like to tie rope around your waist or something in case the bridge breaks.
I have rope! And like that,
The solution to all of life's problems.
Wesk will accept the rope, tying it around his waist before gingerly
Worked last time, didn't it?
placing a
Yeah.
clawed foot onto the bridge, beginning to put his weight onto it.
as you step on it, it seems able to support your weight, Wesk. You don't know if you're happy or upset that Gideon was right.
Wesk will slowly, placing foot after foot, make his way across. I'll let you move me.
Okay. Notably, as you come out, you spot some dead kobold bones rotting and decrepit in the swamp.
Oh, good.
And you creep across, no problem.
Flesk will turn back around to Gideon. Now what?
Throw it back.
No, keep the rope tied over there.
Yeah, that.
Flesk,
I gotta
tie
get
it
dragged
around.
back.
Tie it around what? Everything is broken.
Is there anything over there to tie it on, Stray?
Well, the wooden doors are shut here, but they don't look any better. These chains are rusted, and probably just as bad as the doors. There might be something further inside.
Flesk is going to open the door a tiny bit to try and peek inside.
Okay. It is a large building inside, and it looks no better.
Oh,
Green, black smears everywhere. On top of...
Black smears?
Oh, yes.
Oh, no.
Flesk will...
You hear some commotion deeper in, and the roof caved in like this. You're going to have to pick your way through. Almost everything in here is going to be difficult terrain.
Flesk will take about 10 steps, or a couple steps in, look around, walk back out, and turn to Gideon. There is nothing.
I see. Is there anything that would be like soft ground?
What do you mean,
A wall?
soft grounds?
I have a spike trap, and I want to see if we could stab that into something and then tie a rope to it.
No, despite being old, this is still stone and mortar walls.
Cool,
Notably,
cool.
this bridge looks like it will support one of you
All right,
at a
might as
time.
well try it.
Yes.
I'm gonna hold that rope and take one step onto this thing,
Okay.
then two.
Give me a perception check.
Oh boy!
3 die.
Okay. Continue.
Oh boy!
It's creaking something fierce, Gideon.
Maybe we shouldn't have sent the person with the super heavy armor over there.
He'd have to
Fine.
get
It's
a
up
bit
at
late
some
now.
point.
I'm not the heaviest person here.
You're
I'm
not?
gonna make another step.
Wait, you're not? Come on, aren't you carrying like 9 bulk? Like
Being 8.
8.9, you're right.
Just enough to be under that weight limit, maybe.
You passed safely. You're also still holding the rope. So your party has no rope.
I'm sure
Let's
it's
go.
fine. I can toss the rope back, but
Okay.
if it holds me,
Well, Flesk will now that Gideon's over, quickly undo the rope from around his waist, lest he get dragged in when the next person, if anyone goes down.
I will hold the rope because I'm pretty sure if that had happened while you were holding it, we
All I
both
need
would have
now
been
is
dragged
for
in.
Wesk to cross back over to pass the rope for this to be the world's shittiest math problem.
The kobold and the human cannot be at the other side of the bridge at the same time. The Fae cannot be at
Alright,
the same
It's
bridge
fine.
alone.
I'm gonna step onto the bridge.
Surely we will drown if you sting. LOL, says the scorpion LMAO.
Gax is wondering if this is a good idea as you take a step onto the bridge.
Probably not.
Gax resigns himself to his fate.
I mean, if she falls, Gas can just fly.
Actually, Gax... Actually, no, that's a good question. I don't think you took flight away from Gax. Nope, Gax can fly, you're right.
would hope so, he's a fucking
cross
bat.
the bridge. Ziri, give me a perception check. in secret, if you would.
You just hit the slash over the eye next to the perception button.
Hold on. There we go.
Okay. Ziri, you spotted something in the water. Barely perceptible, looking up at you through the water, waiting.
Hate this place. I want to go home.
It looks like a giant frog about the size of you with tusks. Slime
A
and ooze.
bullfrog.
Guys, there's a walrus frog down there.
Delight.
What do you mean, walrus frog?
Walrus frog.
I don't speak. Hey, what's a walrus frog?
I'm speaking common.
Is it?
Lynx.
Can I hear them saying all this?
Over the buzzing, and assuming that they're not talking exceptionally loud, you hear walrus frog.
Well, if the Brits supported all of them, I should be able to make it over.
I really like his eyebrows. I just want to comment on that.
Do you like his eye?
I closed the door instead of moving.
He's really cute.
He looks
Wait,
like
what?
this.
Yay!
Jump
What a
scare.
fucking
Oh,
dopey
God.
boy. I love him. I hope he's having a great day today.
Isn't he adorable?
Is-
If I had like a fish to feed him, I would.
Cezanne, give me a perception check.
Sure. In secret.
Okay. You too see the walrus frog now that you've stepped out onto the bridge. It's watching you.
I'm going to keep moving carefully, keeping an eye on it
Okay.
to see if it moves.
Give me. Yes, it does move.
I'm going to do my best to dart
Okay.
to the
Cezanne
Or-
gets about halfway across the bridge, Raver. While you've not spotted the walrus frog, you see Cezanne get halfway across, delicately poking his way, turn to the side, and suddenly kind of hop, skip, and jump to the end hurriedly.
Can I move?
Oh, lovely.
Your whole party is now on the other side, peering across this corner at something, Raver, as you step out onto the bridge. I'll say with all of them looking, you are able to now see Walrus Frog.
Ah.
Should we do
First
something
time I've laid
about
eyes
that?
on walrus frog.
I mean, we could take him with us.
I
No,
don't.
no, that's
You
not.
can't take it home.
That's not what I meant.
Bad Ziri.
But
We have Walrus Frog at home.
Walrus frog at home. Looks at Wesk.
but we don't
Okay,
have that
I'm
walrus
gonna-
frog at home.
I'm going to prep. I'm going to prep a daze if it makes the slightest move towards attacking Raver.
Okay.
Oh, for the sake of his safety, because I'm paranoid. Let's just.
You each watch Raver take out a... Describe your vial of alchemist fire. Is it a small ampule or is it a large archaic bomb?
For the sake of the fire, it is an archaic firebomb. It locks onto the bolt with little issue due to the add-ons from the crossbow, and it, same as the acid flasks I had used previously, upon contact it would shatter and rupture.
Okay. As you begin to step out onto the bridge, the frog locking eyes with you.
Oh, good.
Raver
I'm
politely is the only one who shuts doors behind him.
I do
I'm
sometimes.
gonna take a step out, keep my eyes on the frog.
Okay. It's begun to move.
It's begun to spin. Oh no.
Cezanne, you said that you were going to cast if it targeted Raver.
If it showed aggression to Raver, yeah.
Okay. We got some bad news, pal.
I'm casting.
No, you're not.
It's not targeting Raver.
It's targeting you.
Oh,
I need everyone to roll initiative.
Thick.
That's good.
Gonna need you to turn on combat first.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes, the fucking... I should really just leave the encounter on. And we are going to... What are we listening to today?
I also don't have music here either, so...
Let's do this. Seems fitting.
I didn't want to hurt him or the guy.
It's okay. He wanted to hurt you.
He sure did, and we almost made it.
Wow.
Oh, good.
It's gonna be one of those nights, ladies and gentlemen.
say there.
Why does none of the music play for me?
I have no idea, but...
Because you're silly.
I'm not hearing music yet either. It just takes.
I mean, I'm not the one getting attacked by Walrus Frog right now, so...
I said you were silly, not unlucky.
Hold on, then I have to manually re-roll this and then add him to the... There we go. There we go. Everyone is in combat. Cezanne, despite your best
Oh, we're
attempts
playing
at-
Skullgirls now. Let's go.
well, it is called the Fishman's Dance. Despite
That
your
one I can do.
covering for Raver,
Giant snake.
you're looking between Raver and the frog when you notice the frog hawk some sort of slime. It sort of congeals on his body. You watch as the tide around the lake, or the lake around the frog sort of recesses by about maybe 4 or 5 inches, swelling up the frog, going inside of it apparently before a gob of spit hits you.
Ew.
You are absolutely soaked, head to toe, in some sort of green viscous slime. Good news, Ziri. Some of it also hits you in the face, but you are not entangled in it. Better news, it's nice and lukewarm.
Oh, that's good.
It's so good!
I am going to go ahead and... Where is my... Oh, do I not have it on my hotbar? Damn it. Damn it. No, I don't, do I? Oh well. I know how to do this anyway by hand. You each watch Cezanne get jerked by a sticky tongue off of the railing of the wall, and he plummets about 7 feet down into the mud, and he disappears underneath it.
Somebody stun him before he uses giant leap.
That is going to be you, Gideon. Notably, Cezanne, good news, it's only about 4 feet deep. Bad news, the mud underneath it is about 1.5 feet deep. Movement here is going to cost 15 movement per step.
I see.
Gideon, you are up.
Gods damn it all. Okay. 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 Okay.
Yes. I'm also going to start using this turn timer for combat. Okay. You go for it.
Oh, I love that.
Gideon runs, gets to about here. Raver, you're still on the bridge.
Oh no.
And you each watch the bridge collapse. I'm gonna use a reflex save from both Raver and Gideon now.
Oh
I'm
no.
gonna re-roll that.
Okay.
Better.
I'll give you the choice, Gideon. You, Raver, however, you watch in the span of maybe about 3 seconds, Cezanne get the loogie hawked on them, and then before he can even react, Ziri, flinching as the goo hits her, yoinked off the bridge into this muck below, and you look up in time in this next split second. Notice Gideon, realizing Gideon's going to just run at the danger as he always does, you hop back quickly off the bridge.
Oh my god.
So in the span of about 1 second, you piece together what's about to happen and quickly look back. Gideon, I'll give you the choice. Would you like to hop back off the bridge as it collapses, or would you like to just dive on in there?
Discretion, better part of valor, but then again, I can punch a walrus frog in the face.
Okay. Make an attack.
Wait. Yeah, no, we'll go with it. It's already
Okay.
happened.
You run in. 1, 2, 3 heavy thudding footsteps as Raver goes, no, 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 and then jumps off, leaping gracefully even as the bridge collapses under you. Give me an attack roll.
Notably, the flames are stoked on the sword.
Okay. So you will click that option under your strike.
It's done.
Okay.
Ugh, gross.
That is a whiff. I believe you have 1 action left, Gideon.
Alright, then I am going to... Bop. Beep. Boop.
Oh,
That is a critical. Go ahead and roll your damage. That is... This thing takes 28 points of damage and becomes flat-footed as Gideon, diving in almost like a dragoon, sword down, whiffs it. There's just a massive splash of water. Cezanne, you are getting up out of the water, and you are now hit by another tidal wave as something has leapt in beside of you, wiping the gunk from your eyes. You now see Gideon grabbing onto this greasy, slimy frog in front of you. That's going to end your turn. Raver.
Yes. Let me read something really quick. I will go ahead and take aim and fire at the walrus frog.
At the walrus frog. Go for it. Give me a...
It gets time to recall knowledge.
That's gonna hit. Remember, you can hit T to target things, and it will actually play the animation.
Oh, my bad.
That's fine. I don't think you were here... Well, no, I think you were here last time. I think it's just something that
Yeah.
we've new doing.
So roll
We're all
damage.
new to it, I didn't remember it either.
Nice.
Unfortunately, Raver, that is a glancing blow as you leap back, crash into the wall, and thank God you loaded this up before combat and fire your bolt. Only kind of trying not to hit Gideon. I get the feeling you're a little bit annoyed.
Look, it was worth.
Gideon, you watch as a alchemically enhanced crossbow slams into the frog and lights it ablaze, the pointed tip made of glass sort of injecting the oil directly onto the skin before igniting. 2 actions left, Raver.
I will go ahead and just reload.
Okay.
I know I don't have to, because it's... Yeah, let me reload my bolt, that's right.
Okay.
And if I attack again, it's -5, right?
Yes.
I'll give it a shot.
Heh.
No. Oh,
No, your second shot flies wide, careening and splashing into the ground. Not the ground, the swamp water beneath the frog. End of your turn. We're about to come to Cezanne. You are up. Cezanne, you are currently covered in goo. You are suffering a status effect called Clumsy because of it.
What does that do?
Clumsy gives you a penalty to dexterity DCs, including your AC, reflex, range attacks, and it's a penalty to dex. Everything dex related, you have a penalty to. You can get the slime off of you. It will take 3 actions to cleanse it. It does not have to be all on the same turn. So you can take 1 now and 2 later, but it will take 3 in total. You will also take an additional 5-foot penalty to speed. So movement in the swamp, covered in swamp juice, 20 feet of movement per.
I'm gonna start this by finishing that cast that I was prepping.
Okay.
Try and get the thing off of me.
Hit T on the frog for me.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's fine. It will apply when you roll damage.
Okay.
It is going to fail. So target the frog and then hit your damage roll.
Yeah.
It's going to take full damage from that, and it is going to collapse under this shockwave of mental damage, frying its bestial brain. It collapses underneath you, Gideon, as you were trying to like do a cool thing and like mount it and then like stab it through the head, but it's dead before you once again are able to do that. Things dying before your snagging strike can pay off. That's going to be combat. Ziri, you clean off your face. Wesk, you turn around to notice that something was happening and you didn't know what. We are going to go ahead and give you guys...
I earned this experience.
I'm going
to give you 32 XP for dealing with that.
I earned it in the last time.
Combat off. What are you guys doing? Oh, notably, Cezanne, Gideon, give me a luck roll.
A luck roll?
Both of you. D100.
Okay. Oh, okay. Is that just a slash roll?
Perfectly average roll.
Or you can use this. This is a D100.
Much more than average roll.
Gideon,
low
you
could be good.
feel something crawl inside of your pants. Cezanne, you seem to be blissfully, thankfully, not assailed by insects and leeches, but you are still covered in slime.
Are there
Fantastic.
leeches in here?
Well, definitely. Have you looked around?
I need some of those.
This is about a 7-foot climb now.
Oh, about that rope.
Out that rope.
Gonna do my best to get out of
I'm
the
still wiping the
swamp.
slime off of Cezanne.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Take a few seconds and manage to wipe him down good.
Right. 7 feet. I should be able to climb that. 0 issues.
Give me an athletics check.
Cool. I'm also going to use the climber's kit.
Thank you for that, Gideon.
Raver, you are now separated from your party by a 15-foot gap.
Yeah, I sure am.
You
Go
I'm
get
doing
your
everything
legion,
in color
boy.
out of my way.
make the
All
climb.
right, I'm also gonna turn around and assist Cezanne getting up here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead,
So do I just-
Cezanne. You will have a +2.
Okay, where's my athletics?
Raver,
There we
how
go.
are you crossing this swamp?
So 22.
Okay. Yeah, you climb up easily.
Is all of the wood underwater like now, or are there like spots to stand on?
I would say there's scattered debris. It's thunked and embedded in the mud below. You might be able to pick your way across with some acrobatics, maybe trying to balance your way across, but definitely not enough to like reliably make a bridge right now. Gonna try to lower yourself down onto what remains of the bridge.
That was the thought. I'm trying to decide between either that or taking a run and jump.
15-foot gap. I started getting nervous about a 15-foot gap. Otherwise, I would have just jumped it.
Because that would be an acrobatics check, wouldn't it?
Athletics, I think. It's elite.
Athletics elite.
Yes.
Why the fuck are jumps not acrobatic?
Because acrobatics is balance, athletics is climbing and physical feats.
That sucks ass.
You'll live.
It's no longer 3.5.
You can make 10-foot jumps easily, Raver. Anything past a 10-foot jump is going to be an athletics check.
Yeah, I can't. Then I guess I will lower myself down onto the wood.
Okay. You lower yourself down. Go ahead and give me an acrobatics. If you give me an acrobatics, I'll let you cross across this debris.
Nope, and I don't have a hero point.
You pick your way about 5 feet, and you're not able to find better footing to jump the rest of the way. Go ahead and give me that athletics check to see if maybe you can get a jump towards the ledge. Gideon, give me a reflex save.
Oh, sick. About that.
Gideon reaches down to grab you and doesn't quite make it, as your leap doesn't have enough verticality, and you kind of hit the wall and grab onto it. You didn't fall in the swamp, Raver, but you're going to take 1 point of damage from colliding with the wall, and then you are going to be able to climb your way up.
Alright.
The good news is you guys are out of that.
Thank fucking Christ.
Oh, we're committed to this now.
Yeah.
This
no
place
way back.
is an absolute wreck. However, as stated earlier with Wesk, there's no roofs here. This is the roof would be about 15 feet high if it existed. Every door that is wooden in here looks ready to fall off its hinges. What might have been balconies and stairways and ramparts are caved in. Every corner is assumed to have mold, mildew, and a family of spiders living in it. The hall that you're in looks like some sort of great battle took place here as well. There are still charred walls and floors pockmarked by attacks and spells. Your thoughts drift more to the legend of Belcora and the Rose Guard's victory over her.
There's still light in this room?
Yes, sunlight filters in from above.
I guess the ceiling's not in.
Yeah, I was gonna say, the fact that I can see in here tells me all I need to know.
As as you each sort of make your way further in, you see more mitflits, those creatures from earlier, engaging with what looks to be the largest maggot you've ever seen.
What the fuck is
hate
that?
I hate it.
It is.
I'll make it bigger.
Anyone?
Wesk, this thing is probably bigger than you. This looks to be about a 4-foot long maggot. And the mitflits are sort of harrying it and speaking quickly around it.
Anyone have the biggest flask of alchemist fire if ever needed?
I wonder.
I've got a flask, but not as big as that.
We should have checked if Rin had any magical bug repellent.
This is the interior of the Gauntlight Fortress that you guys are in now.
I wonder if it has been a minute.
Yo, I think of that.
Because Raver's been such a pal, I'm going to hand him a leech. Don't ask me where I found it.
Okay. Gideon reaches down into some unmentionables, and there's a noticeable but quiet pop as he pulls out a leech and hands it to you.
Have fun.
I just hold it in my hand, and I look at him, and I look back at the leech, and I go,
Already gone.
Mr. Potato Head?
I don't want to know what that means. I'm moving on. I hate this place. I want to leave.
The mitflits up ahead have not noticed you, it seems. Or if they have, they're not paying attention to you.
Ziri, you want to try talking to these ones too?
Okay. Are you approaching them openly then, Ziri?
Oh,
Boss.
I see.
kick your ass if I can't get any closer.
What would you like to say to them, Zilly?
I'm going to grab some water while the undercommon conversation commences. Which is a hell of a tongue twister.
The undercompensation.
Yes.
As Ziri kind of steps forward and draws attention to her, they each take a sort of defensive stance, drawing their blades and whirling to face her. Clicking out in undercommon. What are you adding to this conversation, Ziri? These ones seem much more on guard than the other ones, ironically. Give me a deception check, Ziri. They pause suspiciously at you, Ziri. They're not lowering their weapons.
Yes, the undercommon conversation is well underway. Sorry, the undercommon conversation continues. Gotta stick to that alliterative appeal.
The under conversation.
Probably already made that joke.
They are now gesturing at Wesk angrily.
What did I do?
I'm gonna go with be a kobold. That seems to be a running theme here. Sorry, bud.
I'm used to it.
Why are you like this?
Ziri, they are moving to aggressive stances.
Well, I didn't want to kill them, but
Each of you see these creatures take a clearly aggressive stance. What are you each doing?
I will move here.
Okay.
And then keep my crossbow at the ready in the event one lunges forward.
I'm gonna keep my sword drawn.
I would say if any of you are readying for combat, do it now. They are lunging to attack.
Yep. Wesk throws a round into his Giselle.
yes.
They motion to the maggot
Alright.
behind them, Ziri.
Mhm.
Go ahead and roll me some initiative. And we will use some of the Pathfinder battle music.
Whoa!
Ouch.
Gideon, go ahead and take a hero point for your one. We'll use some of the Pathfinder music, see what they provide us with.
Oh wait, I rerolled a 1 earlier. Did I get one for that too?
You don't get it if you reroll, do you?
Did you? You don't get a 1 if you reroll and get a
I see. Cool.
Or else
Good
you could
to
reroll
know.
every one
Correct.
ever.
No, that makes sense.
Raver, you said you had a attack ready?
Yeah, in the event that one of them got within range for me to shoot it, because I can only fire
50 feet?
in 20 feet,
Oh, yeah.
or is it 30 feet?
Thought you had a range of 30 feet. In which case, all of the... these
Two of them.
two are within range. If you would like to attack, hit T for your target, and then roll your attack.
Okay.
Oh, neat. That's how that works.
I'll target that one.
Wait, Raver gets the surprise round?
I would
You rated
say,
an attack.
Oh, right.
Yes, you spent your turn to put the bullet in.
Oh.
And Gideon is not close enough, I would say.
Fuck.
That's a hit.
Oh, cool.
These things are not combatants.
Correct. These things are pathetic little gremlins. You fire your crossbow bolt, loaded with the alchemist fire still, I presume?
Yeah.
I believe that is your last shot, however.
Yeah, that's the last from that bunch.
3. You each watch as the glass tip on the crossbow bolt slams into the mid-flit, and he shrieks as he's just engulfed in fire.
Me too, bud.
Brings us to top of actual combat. Wesk, you are up.
Alrighty.
When did you change his name to Bold?
It's just a leftover.
Correct. It's a leftover, and it refuses to update.
Wesk dashes forwards as he brandishes his weapon, getting down onto one knee as he lines up his shot, and
I like the effects. That's neat.
That is
Yeah,
a-
it's super cool.
Okay. Unfortunately, a almost glancing blow as you fire the mid-flit, grabbing its shoulder that you hit. Not a good, clean hit, mind you, but still hits.
Oh, I know this song. It's in those Stephen He videos.
he'll
It's probably just a royalty-free song.
I think so.
he'll flick open the barrel as he catches the gaze of the creature, staring it down intently with an attempt to demoralize it as he reloads.
Okay. Give me an intimidate check.
Every
no.
time.
This
Every
thing
time.
glares at you and shrieks.
Someone that should be good in intimidation, I don't think you've ever rolled well on it.
I really haven't.
They are now all chanting a similar phrase that none of you know.
Beam, hold, tap.
I
Beam,
believe that's
hold,
end
tap.
of your turn. One to fire, one to reload, one to intimidate. No,
It's,
reload and intimidate are the same for you.
Yeah, I'm actually, I will use cover fire
Okay.
on this one.
Okay.
So,
It is going to. Let's see. This is. It's not going to take cover, Wesk.
alrighty. I'll add the +1.
It whistles by its head, cracking into the stone wall beside of it.
That's the turn.
Correct. Zahn, you are up. Thankful to finally be out of the swamp, you are unfortunately met by a less than great greeting.
Funky goblin creatures. Yep,
Yeah.
Funky fake
old
goblin
dude.
creepers.
that are clearly prepping to attack us.
Correct.
Shoot, where'd I put my spells? Okay. I'm gonna go ahead. I've seen that one engulf in flames. I'm gonna go ahead and get a quick knockdown with the daze.
Alright. It is going to fail. Roll your damage. It collapses under the strain of the attack. As you savage its mind, less so with sheer pain, but more tones of self-loathing. You detect these things hate themselves and attack them that way. I believe you have one action left.
Yeah, I'm gonna move in. Did you say this was all difficult terrain?
Yes.
I have enough movement to go here, right?
Difficult
10
terrain
feet.
will cost twice, so
Double.
yes, maximum
Yeah.
of 20 feet. Or 10
So,
feet.
Yeah, I'll move to here.
Also, I'm bored of that combat music. Jesus Christ.
It's not good.
Let's
It's
just
very
randomize.
generic.
Let's just something random. There we go. This is on end of turn.
Yeah, I'm out of actions.
All right. The one that you fired at, West, runs in. Gideon, go ahead and use your prepped attack. It shouts the same phrase again as he runs at you. That is a whiff. Gideon, you baseball bat swing trying to catch this thing, but it leaps over your blade and is going to stab at West with a blade.
About as good in an attack.
West, you soak the hit with your armor, turning it to the side. It's going to then... Gideon, give me an attack of opportunity. As it leaps forward and begins to cast something. Unfortunately, despite this, these things are surprisingly... No, actually, that's a hit. Never mind.
Wow.
Roll damage.
All right.
I believe your sword is not stoked right now. Did you make sure to
Correct.
click that off? All right.
Yes.
This
That's just the
thing
regular smoke.
leaps at West, getting stabbed, but his armor protecting him. You are finally able to land a hit and push him off of West before slicing it down the middle. It's going to take us to the other one. It's going to... Actually, no. It's going to do the same thing. It's going to... Where is mine? This. I need everyone in this circle to make a will save.
I'm good.
Okay.
I should make a crit noise.
Ouch.
Wow.
Thought you guys were
And
supposed
the
to be
guy who
good
is
at
terrible
this.
at will saves made the save.
You each feel a heavy weight, a sense of almost nihilistic dread take you as your movements and everything you do becomes sort of slower. Gideon, you shake off the thought because you rarely think when you fight.
Accurate.
And then this thing is going to scurry away over the rubble and disappear, yelling something at the worm that is just kind of slowly undulating in place right now. Raver, you are up.
Can I hear what it yelled?
Is all that's left the big worm?
Yep. And what did you say, Ziri?
I said, can I hear what it yelled?
You hear, get them, pet. Which is kind of what they were yelling at the start as well.
I'll take. Well, first, I'm gonna reload bow. Reload that.
Okay. You notice that as Gideon is chopping these things down and a spell hits the party, Raver is in the back frantically bolt coding, dip it in, lock it in place, rapidly fidgeting.
If this is difficult terrain, all I can really do is just move once, right?
You can move up to twice.
So I can move there. Yeah, I'm not sure if I have the thing in range from here. Well, no, because I was...
You can check with the ruler tool.
Right, then yeah, that's 30 feet. That's in range, I think.
Yes.
Should be.
Oh,
Yeah, okay.
I accidentally left the map. There we go. Yes, you are in range to attack if you'd like.
I will shoot him.
Okay. This creature undulating, sort of... As these things run away, you get the feeling they were trying to order it to do something with Ziri, and it's kind of just like vibing in place.
Fuck.
That is a whiff. As your bolt sticks into this thing, and it kind of just keeps vibing, unable to pierce its hide. Kind of rocking back and forth.
The vibing maggot.
Don't make me enlarge the image again.
I
Don't.
still got it up.
I bet you actually do.
Ziri, that is your turn.
Kill it.
Alright,
Yeah, we're gonna do this to it.
Okay. Roll that save. It does fail, so target and roll
Like
damage.
disconnected from the chatters, everyone got really quiet.
I mean,
They're
nobody's
here.
chatting. I mean, we have viewers, just nobody's chatting. It's fine, though.
Roll damage.
Yes. Oh, Zilly didn't target it.
Oh, sorry.
It's alright. It takes 7 damage as the green, blue, sort of teal, sickly color arcs out from Zuri's fingertips, scorching across the ground and frying this thing's undulating, squishy form. I believe you have 1 action left. Would you like to end your turn there, Zuri?
Yeah, let's just do that.
Okay.
I was reading over something, but I don't think it's useful, so.
Gideon, go ahead and take your actions.
Alright. Looks like I'm back on my shit. Wow, how does that work? Okay. So here we are now.
Yeah. Gideon once again charging in. Gideon, you now see the mid-flit across the way. That's going to be a hit. Roll damage for him. As it's going to dart away. This thing being sliced nearly in 2 by that attack. It no longer is vibing too hot. You have 1 action left, I believe.
Good. I do not appreciate the vibin'. Alright, against my better judgment, I'm going to, in a disgusted manner,
Okay.
grab it and stab it.
No, you
Ugh.
do not. You grab this thing, and your hand kind of slides off of its carapace.
Ugh, I hate this.
Still not as bad as the swamp, but it's
Still not as bad as the swamp, but it's not great.
poor consolation for what happens next. Also, as you hit it, it throws something up. I need you to make a fortitude save. Okay, you are sickened as something comes out of this thing's stomach. Some half-digested thing.
Okay, this is officially worse than the swamp.
And as you go to grab it, it spews all over your entire left side. But it is then going to strike out at you. What is that? What is your AC?
That's a whiff.
That is a whiff. It's going to just go again. And one more time, as it sort of just clambers over you, Gideon, trying to bite and gnash at you, but you're covered now in its sick. Top of the round, Wesk.
Kill it! Kill it! Please!
Move up just outside of its range, level my my Giselle at it, and take a shot. Actually, I need to reload first, but then I'll take a shot.
You level your gun. Click. Ah, right. That's a hit. Has 6 more points of damage rocket out, and this thing falls to pieces as it's trying to clamber over Gideon. I'm gonna say combat is off, and you each are watching the Mitflit kind of desperately sprint out of this large hole in the eastern wall.
All right. So, I hate to be that guy, but I'm probably gonna have to call it here for the night.
That's fine. May I say one more thing?
Yes.
Raver, you rejoin the party?
Yeah,
Raver, you have spirit sense?
I do.
Your entire body reacts something to the room to the west.
I don't like that.
You're unable to pinpoint what, but something in your body. This is what's causing the hairs on your neck to stand up. But yes, let's go ahead and end there. Before you leave, allow me to distribute XP really quickly. For that skirmish, we are going to reward 52 XP as each of you slay the giant worm and drive off the Mitflits in this room, and we will leave it off there with you guys finally entering the Gauntlights.
Thanks, I hate it.
Quick adventure, 30 minutes.
What are we talking about?
30 minutes, in and out, they said. You definitely won't
It's only
pushed
been
into
like
the swamp and get
5
thrown up
minutes.
Yeah.
This definitely isn't what the entire campaign is called and revolves around and will be the mega dungeon.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't wait to run into more big bugs.
So many bugs.
So many bugs.
I got
Get
bug
thrown
and
up on
Lotus
by
frog.
everything.
See, this is why I wear a mask.
Raver
I
stepping
am-
into the fucking room is icky.
I am heading to bed. You all have yourselves a wonderful night.
Yeah, it's
Yes.
we usually don't run this long, so
Hi.
Yeah.
night everybody.
Good night, fellas.
Good night. Thanks, Trin.
It's good. I'm just happy we're finally in the fucking dungeon proper. The thing that I studied, I did fucking all of it, all this preparation, and then one of you was like, "Hey guys, we shouldn't let kids have guns," and I said, enough of this. It isn't anymore, but... No, now it's a plot point, so thanks for that, Raleigh. Later.